All right. Hey, Shalom.
Shalom.
Shalom. First and foremost, we want to give all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem Rafakwadash, and double honors unto the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, and as well as the men that taught them, and peace and blessings to all Joachim out there who pushing his word with all truth and sincerity, and as well as to all you believers out there who believe in on the gospel. And it's a couple of brothers from the Great Millstone Houston camp. I'm the brother Quara Abad, and as always, we got the beloved Tazapai as well. And to Wadi Hawabashim Shah for blessing us with another opportunity to come forth, and bring forth, the news or the prophecies, as we always say, as we would know it, you know. And as you see on the title, it says Thursday Live, The World Ahead 2026, And when you look at this now, we'll hop straight into it. I don't know if you want to kind of mention something, Elder Taza Pop, before we get into it.
On that, no.
You got any words?
No, you good, brother.
Okay, the spirit got us hopping straight into it today.
Okay, come on. Yeah, because I'm used to, doing the little intro.
God.
But no, I ain't have nothing. Because, I always feed off of you. You didn't give me nothing.
No, this is what I'm saying. This is part of the intro, like us hopping into it is part of the intro. Because it's not planned, it's through the spirit. But the thing is that when we look at this, the Economist put out an article or magazine, whatever it may be, every year. It says, here you go. It says every November we publish our annual predictive guide to the coming year. And the thing is, what I was going to say, to kind of open this up, when you look at these guides, a lot of stuff they have in there subliminal messages. On not just a prediction, is they telling you, they telling you what's coming, but some things is rumors or predictions, so on and so forth, or things that we could expect. But when you look at this year's, that's really all, man. That's the last few prophecies left. When you look at this thing, we'll blow it up here in a few. But when you look at this, matter of fact, this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna put it in the description box. It's already in the description box, but there's a lot of articles in there. I'm gonna put it in there while we're speaking if y'all want to look at it. But when you look at this thing, it's filled with war, and not just any war, missiles, World War III, and also it's showing that the dollar, coins, and that paper dollar gonna collapse. And not just that, it is a digital world that's set up around it. And that's the last few things that's left. And not just that, it got, you see a uprising. You got the fist, with the cuff around it. So we'll touch on that in a few. But we definitely in the times for the last few prophecies to be fulfilled, man. But other than that, I don't know if you had something now to
tell. Yeah, come on, brother. Come on. Yeah. I gotta bring this out. This is in Isaiah 24, verse 10. The city of confusion is broken down. Every house is shut up that no man may come in. All right. The city of confusion is none other than America. All right. Good old US of A. So the one of the first things that stuck out to me in that picture was that birthday cake. All right, so America gonna be 250 years in 2026.
There you go.
And shit, it ran its course. If you look at ancient Rome, you look at Greece. Greece had a kind of a good run, but it had two. Greece kind of had a double setup because it started with Alexander the Great, and then, as we know from the book of Maccabees, after he died, the kingdom was divided to his four generals, which took Greece into a different type of rulership. All right, but right, none of these kingdoms really go beyond 250, 300 years. And so, right, all of this, man, if you're really paying attention, you're looking at what everybody is saying. We can't. America has nowhere left to go. All right. You talk about jobs. That's all going to AI. What little jobs are left here in the USA going to AI. Uh, government, where is it? Government is a joke. This place is horrific. All right, but it's good. And pay close attention, because you seeing the psychosis of Esau. All right, it's unfolding. This devil is being made bare. The Most High is making good on his promise. He's laying this devil out bare. All right, and in doing so, we see his psychology, everything. This man is he's he just he's the devil, the straight up devil. But we get to see the mechanisms at work. All right, that we go through this. They just lying, just blatant lies. You're getting caught in lies. You see their nature for who they are, a bunch of degenerate, just degenerates. Right. But this is the beauty of the kingdom falling. We get to see these people who told us, "Oh, look up to us, and we this and we that, and oh, look at my money, and I can do this, and look at me." And yeah, we see. So it's exciting times. I just put it right there. We're in exciting times, but yeah, pay close attention. All right, this is something we're gonna be talking about in the kingdom to come. But go ahead, brother.
Con. And I want to read this real quick, and I'm gonna show my screen real briefly, just to show this what it say. We ain't just making stuff up, right? Because the elder, he touched on the average lifespan of a kingdom being 250 years. Now I know you see the 250 in the middle of that cake right there, because America's celebrating 250 years in 2026. I'm gonna show this real quick, and I'm gonna go back to the thing. Right. So look, I typed it in. I said, what is the average lifespan of an empire? It says historians usually find that empires don't last nearly as long as people think. Here are the straight numbers. Average lifespan of an empire. Most studies put the average lifespan of a major empire at 200 to how many? At 200 to 250 years. That's it, about 2 to 3 centuries. And it goes into it. You got it, Zaquan?
Yeah, no, I'm just agreeing on average, right? And what the Apocrypha tell us? I'm gonna grab that because of injuries.
Yep.
Riches gotten by deceit, and it said this is why the kingdom is translated, and America excels in all of those things. That's right. Far excels and exceeds the previous empires before it. So yeah, this place is done, and again, we witnessing it. But you got it, brother.
And it just goes on to why kingdoms fall. It says internal corruption, economic strain, overexpansion, rebellions, technological shifts, and it gives examples. But again, we at the end, man. And it's funny, the Lord told Esau in Lamentations 4, rejoice and be glad. One, man, you might as well throw a big old party before it's all over forever. Forever. So that's what it is. Even look, and we'll hop into the news. But looking at this title or this article, and it just hit me because it would make it seem like this which that's the point of it, what they got or what's expected for 2026. But in a way, these things are already happening, but we know we already at the end of 2025, so it's going to ramp up. But it says the world ahead, 2026. They telling, man, look, anything can happen before 2026. You know, but anyway, it says the world ahead. Every November, we publish our annual predictive guide to the coming year, the world ahead. In this year's edition, our correspondents and invited experts consider the uncertain global outlook in geopolitics, economics, technology, and culture. Analyze how Donald Trump's reshaping of global norms means problems for Europe, the beast gonna hate the whore, and opportunities for China, and look forward to space missions, video games, and then so on and so forth. You know, cut it off because I ain't about to get no account and pay $2 a month for Economist article. So we're gonna read SHTF plan, and this was put out 2 days ago on the 18th. It says the world ahead 2026 Economist magazine cover indicates war, pestilence, and financial collapse. Is that not the last few prophecies? The main ones, really? You know, we know a lot of people go die by civil war, but that's part of war. That's in that category. You see? The troops coming in, that's in that category. You know? Sicknesses and all that, and financial collapse, the MOTB. And we're going to go to this thing again, because when you look around, they got pills floating around, which it could be pills or it could be RFIDs. You know? You got robots, you got drones everywhere, you got drones delivering food, drones delivering missiles, syringes, you got ice melting on, and you know, you got them Edomites who go into stuff like this. I watched a few. You know, they say the ice could be melting because they said, look, things heating up in the world. You know, and even the way it's made, this what what hit me. You know, when they showed like those like for the CV, the virus itself, the circle with the little things poking out of it, like a spike protein, you know, this what this kind of look like in a way.
Yeah.
You know? So
yeah, I do.
But let's read a little bit.
Yeah.
It says each year, The Economist puts out an issue that is dedicated to what is coming in the year ahead. As we approach 2026, the World Ahead edition seems like it could be possible, especially considering the Economist tends to be fairly accurate, right? I wonder why. It says Michael Snyder from the End of the American Dream wrote, the reason why the Economist is so accurate is because the ultra wealthy elite have an enormous amount of influence over the course of human events. What immediately stood out was the pills littering the globe, surrounded by syringes jutting towards the sky like weapons. Others noticed the war images, such as cargo ships being shot with an arrow. It says, then they said arrow, sound like the scriptures. They just say missiles, arrows. Come on, man. It says, as of Saturday, an outbreak of the Marburg virus has been confirmed in Ethiopia. And how bad could it get? Only time will tell. And it goes into some things happening right now. And again, when you look at it, the World Cup gonna happen, 2026 World Cup. And when you go back to it, you kind of see it. We'll go back to the bigger image, but if you can kind of see it, you got a soccer player kicking a soccer ball, but the soccer ball is the shape of the world. And then I seen a video, you had not Ronaldinho, what's old boy name?
Soccer player?
Yeah, soccer player. Cristiano Ronaldo. I said Ronaldinho, but Cristiano Ronaldo, he went to the White House a couple of days ago, and it was said that he told Trump, shook Trump hand, he was like, yeah, I'm ready to do my job. So ain't no telling. And you know, when in the midst of big events, like especially soccer or international event, that's when they do a lot of rituals. You know, at halftime. Well, I don't know if it's a halftime, but before the show, they get on in the middle of the field. You know, have statues and demons rolling around and do subliminal messages. Hey, remember when they had that big soccer event? They had that big message, and a couple years later, CV came. You see? So we'll see
a big ICBM in there somewhere. Yeah, right there by the Cape.
Yep. And look, it's
And
all
what the
by America.
big old ICBM look like? Or is that a rocket?
It look like ICBM. This one,
Yeah, what it look like? Okay, well, shit. Yeah, they got 3 of them.
three, one, two, three, and then the fist fight, and then look, it's by the American flag. In the midst of the 250-year celebration, missiles being shot off. You see,
Oh,
in the
okay.
midst of the cake, 250 missiles being shot off.
Okay. Yeah, then they got the handcuff on the Black Power.
Mm-hmm.
So I just did a lesson on that today, surviving Trump's ice age. And we see that coming, civil unrest, more tyranny against the children of Israel. Let me grab this right quick.
You got it. And I'm gonna try to put this in the chat so y'all can, zoom in on y'all phones, or if y'all own some tablet to see it better.
So yeah, I mean, shit. It's just symbolism. I could be wrong, but that's like the international symbol for Black Power. They got the handcuff on it. You know. Okay, here we go. This is Jeremiah chapter 30, verse 7. Alas, for that day is great, so that none is like it. It is even the time of Jacob's trouble, but he shall be saved out of it. All right, and Jacob consists of you so-called Negroes, Latinos, you Native Americans predominantly. But wherever else you've been scattered in this captivity, to the 4 corners of the globe, and you were given the ears to hear, all right, that's because you're an Israelite. Regardless of what these guys trying to say that the heathens can receive salvation and all of that, the Most High is only giving ears to hear to the Israelites. What heathen you seen prophesying? And that's your telltale sign right there. What heathens are prophesying? You could talk that hot shit, but about who can be saved, but who's doing the work.
Mm-hmm.
And that tells the tale. The Lord don't want no freeloaders in this thing. And he made it plain in Luke 9:62. You put your hand to the plow and walk away, but what you need to focus on is putting your hand to the plow. That's not an option. You come into this thing to work, to put your hand to the plow. That's why the Lord say, if you turn back from the plow,
Mm-hmm.
all right, because we always called in this thing to plow. And the Lord say his soul will take no delight in you if you lead a plow. So what are these heathens at that's doing the work? What are they at that's prophesying? You know? And they can pop that hot shit to, you know, and then we defend the gospel for those who don't know. But yeah, these arguments, man, are just getting, it's getting more ridiculous. Here it is. The Lord, just like you showing that picture, all right, we're at the end of this thing. And then you want to change up some shit, and we at the end of this thing. Now, what all wise and all knowing, you know, power would operate like that? He gonna switch it up in the fourth quarter. In the last 2 minutes, we're just gonna switch it up. You know, yeah, the Lord say he's a man that he shouldn't lie, or he's not a man that he should lie. All right, he's not gonna switch up. And no, we didn't get it wrong. All right, and then the proof is, well, as I said, look who's doing the work. All right, That tells the tale. But right, Jacob is you Negroes, Latinos, you Native Americans predominantly. All right. The trouble is coming for us. All right. We are the recipients of this new kingdom to come, this glorious kingdom of life, of righteousness. All right. The Lord is going to give it to us. But he has an elect set to govern. And a lot of Israelites, 2/3, you're gonna have to be destroyed. You didn't want to be reformed by the Most High's word. All right. And this is what's coming. The sifting process to separate the sheep from the goat, the wheat from the chaff. All right. All of this, Jacob's trouble and the judgment to come is for sifting. All right. And the Most High is going to gather his precious elect, their precious wheat. All right. So this is what time we're in. And it said, alas, for the day is great. This is going to be a great day. All right. Meaning there's going to be a time like never before. All right. Not just limited to one day. It's a time. You're talking about Jacob's trouble. It would be nice if it was one day, but it's a period. All right. And we're entering into that period. But you got it.
That's it. And man, and it's so clear. And it's for those who know, for those who can see it, but it's so clear. It's so obvious. But I'll read a little bit more of this. It says, and some pointed out what looks like paper currency falling everywhere. Uh-oh, Chief Ephraim. I know Russia ain't doing it. I know China ain't doing it. I know Iran definitely ain't doing it. Everybody doing it. Everywhere. Paper currency is falling, man.
You don't let him make it.
I'm not, because he said that's $1 million question, like he had something. And he ain't say he have a rebuttal since then. I ain't hear from him since then. It says some pointed out what looks like.
I ain't either. Right. You right.
Yeah, he ain't have a response, What it said. I would like to ask him, so is China, Russia, and definitely Iran, is they doing it now? But anyway, it says some pointed out what looks like paper currency falling everywhere, and our money is increasingly becoming worthless as rulers inflate and continue to steal from the public they pretend to protect. It says obviously they are trying to communicate something about the global economy, and it certainly isn't good. Will 2026 be a year of financial collapse? ? We won't have long to wait. Find out. So we definitely at that time. Definitely.
No, we don't have to wait long. You got that right.
Yeah, even this little thing. People think we fall off. Look, so you got Uber Eats, and they just think cars delivering stuff. Look, I'm gonna go to this thing again. If you look on this globe, and the more Salakia, I put it in the description with the chat, but the more I zoom in on this laptop, it get blurry. But let's see. You got stuff like drones right here. We got a drone right here flying. You see, look, another drone. And you know what else I noticed other times of power? You even got satellites shooting down, hitting ships. Look. And I know you into that HARP stuff and like Project Bluebeam. You be talking about that and, like Esau with the space. But look, right. I noticed a satellite shooting beams down. They're starting the forest fires and so on and so forth. You have drones sending down little beams, delivering stuff. But all this is already happening, man. You got pills everywhere. Even right here. Let me zoom in again. And this is an economic chart. And they got two swords in front of it. You got the nation split. You got Bibi, not a Jew. You got the China president, Trump, so on and so forth. But yeah, all you got is World War III, man. Money, look, dollar bills and coins just floating all in space and just floating all around. You know why? Because it don't matter. It don't matter. You about to say something, Quan?
No, I just agreeing with you. I said, yep.
Kind of missiles everywhere. Look, drone. Oh, this is another thing I noticed. It also got robots, but it got robots with like carrying missiles. Look, it got the robot dogs right here. You see them? The robot dogs?
Yeah, they
Right?
got a lot going on.
Yep, you got the robot dogs, but not just that. You got where it was. It was a robot. Look right here. A robot right here carrying a missile. See the missile strapped to the back of it? You got another little robot, look, or a mini tank or something like that. So, but yeah, that's, you can check it out. And again, they got videos on YouTube, those Edomites going into it, but we can move on. Let's go to this. Put this little quick vid. Remember we played that cartoon a while back. That I talked about that cartoon.
I know, yeah. I be seeing it every once in a while on bits and pieces of it on YouTube.
Yeah, I'm gonna go back to. Hold on, y'all. I want y'all to hear the audio. But yeah, remember that drone? The little cartoon was delivering. On a cartoon was delivering stuff with drones.
Right.
Why did man on country?
See, them drones was dropping stuff on the picture.
So what do you think?
That's cool.
We've never door dashed, but we zip line.
It's called zip line, and again, I won't keep going to the picture. Y'all can check it out. But it actually got like drones, zip line and stuff. Look, it's doing deliveries. It's telling you the world that's coming. It's going digital, and we'll hop into some stuff. We just wanted to start it off with this image, the world ahead, for things to look to expect as we go forward, man. As we go forward. You got anything, Zaquan, before we move on?
Yeah, I'm gonna bring this out because you was talking about it ain't gonna be long to wait. That's right. 2 Peter chapter 3 and 10. It said, well, I'm sorry, 2 Peter 3 and 9. The Lord is not slack concerning his promise, as some men count slackness, but is long suffering to usward, not willing that any should perish, but that all should come to repentance. So, right. The Most High was, kind of holding things back for the elect to be sealed. All right. And the elect should be by sealed if they not already. And as the brother been saying, we just got to, a few more prophecies left to play out. All right. But right, the Lord is not slack. All right. Everything that we've been prophesying, I don't even see, well, we just have to wait and see how it play out. But everything is right here, ready to go. And what's that one that say that the Lord, he hastening for the day. They say that the day of vengeance burn in his heart. But this is verse 10, 2 Peter 3 and 10. But the day of the Lord will come as a thief in the night, in which the heavens shall pass away with a great noise, and the elements shall melt with fervent heat. The earth also and the works that are therein shall be burned up. All right, and you saw all the missiles, a lot of missiles in that picture. All right, that's the order of the day. There's a lot of missiles in that picture. Well, missiles and swords. You got swords in there too. But yeah, that was it.
I got a quick one, and we can move on. Again, the see the things that we can expect moving forward, man. And it's nothing but prophecy, and it's the last few. Real quick, this 2nd Ezra chapter 14. I mean, no, 2nd Ezra's. Salaki. Let me get. I'm in 13. Let me get 14. The second Ezra chapter 14 in the GMT. Second Ezra 14, and I'm gonna start at 13. GNT. It says, in the look, Ezra was being told, since you coming close to the end of the world, this is the mindset to have. So it says, verse 13. So set your house in order and warn your people and comfort those who are humble and teach those who are wise. And then say goodbye to this mortal life and put earthly cares away from you and throw down your human burdens and lay aside your weak human nature and put all your anxieties aside and get ready to leave this world quickly. And again, that let these people be attached to the world. We should know as believers this place about to fall. We got something else waiting for us after this. So what? We in captivity anyway. So, what we holding on to? What, clocking in? A car? What? Clothes? No, come on, man. We ready to leave this world because it's almost over with. But check this out. This is the point. It says, put all your anxieties aside and get ready to leave this world quickly. Verse 16. You have seen many evil things already, but far worse things are about to happen. Right? The world ahead. The world ahead, far worse things are about to happen according to prophecy, man. It's not gonna get better. And it's like Elder Tazapah said, they got a whole lot going on in this picture. Because usually the pictures ain't too jam-packed with a lot of stuff. Sometimes they may have, but this cluster, which shows you got it.
I just caught something else, because I had to blow it up. But read that first verse you read.
The first one?
Yeah.
Set your house in order.
Right.
Okay, I got you. The second edge is 14 and 13 in the GNT. It says, so set your house in order, warn your people, and comfort those who are humble, and teach those who are wise. And then
that's what go into what I just said.
Mm-hmm.
You come into this truth, you got a obligation. It ain't just if you feel like it. No. The brother just read the obligation. He said, teach others. Man, go through that one more time, brother.
Second Ezra 14 and 13 in the GNT. It says, so set your house in order.
Get your mind right. This is what we got to do. All right. And brothers doing these epistles, we put this Thursday watch out to keep you informed so you can get your mind right. If you sitting up here listening to mainstream, you listen to Fox News and CNN, you can't get your mind right on that shit. They plugging you into the world, which that's what I was looking at. They showing you the mark of the beast in the picture right under the cape or right next to the cape.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
They got the the game controller going to the brain.
Yep.
That's right. What they want to do, get that chip in you to remote control your ass. I've been saying that. The brother's been saying that. So you got a classic PS1 control, Nintendo controller, and it's going to a brain, and the brain look like it got chips all over.
Mm-hmm.
That's what's coming. I didn't know what that was. You got a barge full of you got that barge over there going to Ukraine. I can't tell you what's in there, but it's going to Ukraine.
Oh, with Zelensky right there, huh? This what you talking about?
Yeah, why they don't want to release that list? Because it's been all kind of there's been all kind of reports coming out. People saying they hear screams coming from those shipping containers and cries for help and shit. So yeah, but
okay.
Yeah, so I mean that could be anything. I'm throwing something out there, but
okay, I follow you.
Shit, what was we at? Oh, back on that verse.
Yep.
Go back into it.
Kind of 2 Esdras 14 and 13 in the GNT. So set your house in order, warn your people, and comfort those who are humble, and teach those who are wise.
Yeah, warn your people. All right, Isaiah 58 and 1. Warn your people. Then it said to teach those. All right, and that's what this is about. You know, we were given this grace because we effed up. All right, when you F up, you don't just, I mean, if you ever been on the outs with your woman and you messed up bad, you want to do something to get back in her good graces. Well, that's what we got this grace for, to get back in the Most High's good graces through His only begotten Son.
Mm-hmm.
All right, it ain't just for us to walk around here talk about we saved and look down our nose at people be, sanctimonious and shit. We got to roll up our sleeves and get dirty. So, what these heathens at that can be saved? What they videos? Just going back to that. But right, we got to get our mind right. All right, the apostles fulfilled that. What you just read, the apostles fulfilled that, and that's how we able to sit here and do these videos or stand on the block and preach and fulfill our obligation to get the people's blood off of our hands. So yeah, I mean, it is what it is, man. It's our time. Ain't nobody gave a damn about us when it was their time.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't give a damn about us. Threw our ass in captivity headlong. But here you bleeding hard ass Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, you want to give everybody access to what's yours. You want to give everybody access to your rulership and your kingdom. All right? We'll be right back here in Babylon with the way you niggas is thinking. Because y'all thinking backwards. You need to get out of the fucking West. Ain't nobody in history ever shared that, well, Medes and the Persians, but that was set up. But don't nobody share rulership. Where you niggas get this shit from? Sharing your rulership. That's why you need to die. You don't deserve a rulership. All you niggas want to give the wicked, all righteous, you want to hand over to the wicked, all righteous rulership, all righteous kingdom, you need to die here. You need to stay here with this bullshit. Just like you read Daniel chapter 2, and it say the rock smashed all it, the toes, and the whole thing came down, say the wind carried it away like shaft, they need to carry your asses away too. That thought process, that mindset, all that shit need to stay here.
Mm-hmm.
All right? Because, I mean, it's our time, man. Shit, the earth's ready for it to be our time, ready for Yahushua. The whole creation. All right? We talk about black fatigue, but all the creation is under E fatigue. All the creation. That's in the book of Romans. But you got it. I kind of went off.
Nah, you good. And I finished this. It says 2 Esdras 14, and I'm gonna jump back down again. In verse 16 in the GNT, it says, "You have seen many evil things already, but far worse things are about to happen. As the world grows older and weaker, the evils that will come upon."
Damn. Older and weaker. All right. Esau got everybody in this false paradigm that we in the best time ever and the humanity is at its peak, and we degraded, degraded, all right, low, we fallen. I was telling you brothers last week about Bass Reeves drawing maps from memory just by going through trails. How many people go through a trail and get lost and can't find their way back? But this man could go through trails and remember all that shit and draw an accurate map. Yeah, we falling. Yeah, we weak as hell. Man, we got to get the fuck out of here. All right? We're mentally weaker, physically weaker, emotionally weaker. We don't have control of our emotions. All right? Women running around here out of control in their emotions and thinking that's the way they're supposed to be. That's not how you're supposed to be. You got men, the YNs are the children of the crack babies. And that's why they have the mentality that they have. These niggas ain't scared to die. They don't give a damn about dying. They don't give a fuck about life. But these the children of the crack baby, because the crack babies, they in their 30s and 40s now. So that means their children is in their teens and 20s. They're these little stupid niggas running around here. And I'm saying that to say we're in dire straits unless, Yahushua, which he is, come back. There would be no flesh left to be saved on many fronts. But yeah, brother, you got it.
Con. And we're gonna play this video real quick, and then we can start to wind it down because the next few articles they short. But I do want to get one more precept about this picture though. And we always get this, but I think this precept highlight what's being shown right here in this picture. Because I want to go to 2nd Esdras 15. We're in 14. Let's go to 15 in the GMT. But when you look at this again, we see America at its end, missiles being shot off, World War III. You got the fist with the cuff around it, which shows, it could be, an uprising,
Yeah, it could be.
Uprising. But look, the thing right here, I seen right here, you got the gavel with the broken, the platform, which shows justice go be broken. Justice go be broken. At the same time, justice broken, you have a digital system coming. Look, you got robots all around. You got the dollar sign broken, cash and coins blowing in the wind, and you got war. And it made me think of this scripture right here. Right? So look, the old justice symbol broken. At the same time, you got a new wave of technology coming, and at the same time, you have war. Is this not the scripture? 2nd Esdras 15, and verse 14 in the GNT. The world and the people in it are doomed. The war, we see the missiles. The war that will bring their destruction is very near. Nations will arm themselves and fight against other nations. There will be great political turmoil. In the middle of the picture, you see the main small hat himself, Benjamin Netanyahu. You got Putin back here. You got the Chinese president. You got Trump. You got, I think his name Modi of India.
Yeah, Modi. Yeah.
And I don't know who this is. It looks like what's the little short blonde haired woman in America, the Republican? He got a big head. Anyway, it's not important. Anyway, but the thing is, you see, it's gonna be great political turmoil. At the time, it's war around what's going on. It says there will be great political turmoil with one group trying to overpower another and gain control while ignoring the legitimate government. The justice sign is broken. The old way of governing and the legislation, we the people, we don't care about none of that no more. And that's what's showing right here in this picture. They don't care about justice no more. They don't care about the old way of doing things. It's the race to see who can go digital and who will be on top in a new digital world. And that's going to lead everybody to world war. This picture is in the scriptures. It's chaos all over the place at the same time.
Now that video, that one that I sent to you, the dude he's speaking on just what you just went into about how they don't care. And he was describing, just some of the people that Trump, that's in his cabinet, and how they all, it looked bad, But yeah, it's about 2 minutes if you want to play it.
Oh, you sent it to me already?
Yeah, it's in the WhatsApp.
Oh, the account WhatsApp.
If you go to I sent it to you.
About the
It's on the for the Epstein list.
The Pam Bondi?
Yeah, the Epstein, right.
Okay, I'll send it. Hold on, let me send it to myself real quick. All right.
Yeah, he going in on her. Cause it's Jimmy Dore, but he on tour, so he got to stand in. And they was going in on the Epstein list. But that's another one of the issues that, is political debate over, or political rivalry about, is this list. And you got Trump blaming the Democrat, or saying it's a Democrat thing, but I don't know if everybody knows Trump used to be Democrat. So, in the whole Epstein thing, it's bipartisan anyway. But he wanted to blame the Democrats, because they've been playing these, political games. And in the meantime, the people are losing. And, it's crazy why they said that, okay, the Epstein list back in July, it's a done deal. Don't worry about it. Case closed. And now it's coming back up again. Oh, where the list? There's just a lot of confusion, But just like the brother said, if you go to that video at about 10 minutes, and you let it play for about a minute, he's summing it up. Yeah, you can start at about 10 minutes.
All right.
Weirdos and crackpots, because nobody with a reputation
go
to
back
protect.
Go back just maybe 9.5.
Act, and the Senate pushed it through with unanimous consent, and it's now on the doorstep of becoming law. This is when, by coincidence, you decide to reveal that new information has come to light. That is really, I mean, off the top of my head, I can't think of anything more brazen than that. That is as shameless a load of bullshit as I have heard maybe ever.
Yeah, Pam Bondi is the two-headed goat in the freak show that is the Trump cabinet. It is just a collection of freaks, weirdos, and crackpots, because nobody with a reputation to protect would agree to work for this president, because they understand what the job is going to entail. They understand how likely it is that they're going to wind up being prosecuted for things that they're going to end up having to do to keep that job, for a man who really doesn't give a shit about them, who has destroyed the careers and reputations of anybody who's ever shaken hands with him, really, and come to work in the previous administration. So who do you wind up with? You wind up with people with nothing to lose. You wind up with Bondi, who no real president would ever give that job to. Right? You wind up with Crazy Eyes Kash Patel, a guy so fucking nuts. He writes a children's book about himself as a knight protecting King Donald. Somebody that mentally unstable has no shot at being the head of the FBI. That's like you took some creepy fan fiction shipper weirdo and you just put him in charge of the FBI. Literally, that's what he did. Hegseth the drunk in charge of the Defense Department. You can't make it up, man. It's like a Bill Murray parody from the 70s about
So that's pretty much
Bill
it.
Murray as a
It's a joke administration, and that's what he's pointing out. It's just like you just said, that it's like they don't care. I forget exactly how you worded, but you were saying how it's like they don't care, and because this is the end game.
Mm-hmm.
I thought I had seen it all with the Biden administration, but yeah, this administration, this is something else, Yeah, with the Department of War and all this other stuff. But yeah, I just had thought about that, brother, when you had made that point, and it's true. There's no real governing going on here in America. It's just policing. All right, and the policing is getting ready to ramp up. But you got it, brother.
That's it. And then, again, in the wake of looking at this picture and the things that's coming, as we know, the dollar about to collapse, man. Esau talking about coins, which we're going to play this video in here in a few, and we're going to let it kind of play a good bit. But they doing away with this old world, man, the old world way of doing things. And, and we're going to see a lot of markets starting to crash. And one thing that hit me a couple weeks ago is that you notice in this time, so many people through the internet is becoming millionaires, billionaires. I'm talking about, and who the top niggas now? Not your rappers no more. It ain't your ball players no more. It's the streaming niggas. It's the streamers.
Yeah,
they Yup. You got the streamers and people making money off the internet, but it was like, why? Why Esau just letting people just get rich and all this? OnlyFans. You got Dots, Super 304s just became millionaires overnight from pictures. Women taking feet pictures and posting them became million, which I must blame most of that on them simp niggas. But the point is, you see a lot of people just making money off the internet. It's like, why? Esau want to gather everybody towards the internet with Bitcoin. Remember Bitcoin blew up, they made that a thing, and trading and all these things. Is like, why? The whole point is he got everybody connected to this thing, connected to the web, and one way or another, whether it's social media, whether you do trading and day trade and Bitcoin and all that, or whether you got an online bank and you making money, that's your way of living. When it crashed, though, that's the thing. When it crashed, though, now what? People gonna be begging the government for that help. It's gonna start off as a little stimulus probably at first, but it's gonna lead to the MOTB. And Esau set these people up, baby them with all this quick and fast money. Oh, YouTube, you monetize your page, Deacon Hakar, you monetize your page, you can get money. You can get paid $20K a week or something like that, or a month. You can get money, but why? Because when it crashed, though, you see, that's what people don't look at. You about to say something, Elder Tyson?
No, I just, I'm tripping. Esau allowed these people to make this money without adding any value, to society. It just amazes me. But yeah, he got them in the trick bag now.
Yep.
Yeah. Come. That's a beautiful, beautiful point.
We're in a world, think about, I never seen so many people like addicted to betting, just betting, like hitting a parlay and parlay this and parlay that. And, like if you get your money, cool, but it's people like scratching their neck betting, like got to make this money. Oh, I hit. Oh, he sold, like, it's like, why Esau? Because he got y'all hooked up to this way of making easy, fast cash, an easy way of living, to doing nothing, and he gonna crash it. And so you already used to doing nothing and getting money. So therefore, what's gonna be the solution? Little stimulus, sit at home. We're gonna give you a little, little monthly something. You own nothing and be happy.
And that go back to the controller. So they want, that's one of the things that Noah Yuval Harari said. What do we do with all of the unemployed people? And he said, we'll give them video games or something, but ultimately that's code for put them in the matrix. They want to put everybody in the matrix. But yeah, you got it.
And you pointed out in this picture, the video game controller was hooked up to the mind.
Yeah, it's going to the brain. Yeah.
To the brain. Yep. You see? But I'm gonna read this real quick. We ain't gonna get too much into it. Now I say cryptocurrency, but again, that's all forms of wealth making money. It's gonna crash soon. End Time Headlines put out today, November 20th. It says an epic cryptocurrency crash in the trillions just happened, and it's a major warning sign for global markets. And just like on that picture right here, on The Economist, you got dollars and coins floating in the air. Same thing right here. Dollars and coins floating in the air because it ain't gonna matter soon. And that's so cold. Just on the picture, when the dollars and coins floating, you got the graph showing a downturn at the end of it. With swords over it. So, man, it's some good stuff. But let's read a little bit of this. It says the ride up was a lot of fun for crypto investors, but now many of them are getting wiped out by the ride down. For a long time, people were using borrowed money to make absolutely enormous returns in cryptocurrency market. And that's just anything on the internet in these times. People have been making millions to billions easily, not doing nothing. But when the times that's going to crash, because you remember the times of power, it was a time when people hid, and they used to rap about it, hide money under the mattress and, you know, and got money in a safe. And all this thing, people ain't really got. They just depending on when they open their app, they go to the app, Chase Bank or whatever, and they see the digital numbers, and they think there's no. If your phone die, you can't even touch that or see that. So it's not yours.
Right.
You got to do, Zaquan.
No, I just agree, and you right.
You know?
No, you good, brother.
But let's play this vid real quick. Yeah, the brother said Majority Green. That's what I was talking about on that picture, the big head white woman. And little midget.
Oh man. Yeah. She ain't that short though. She about the average height, I guess. I don't know.
She look like she about 4'5".
Green?
Yeah. I gotta look it up now.
I don't know. She about 5'5".
Right. She 5'2".
Oh, okay.
Yeah, she's sharp. But we're gonna play this video. Now, this Snyder Reports just put out a day ago. It says retailers refusing cash transactions has Americans upset. Let's play that a little bit.
What if I told you that very soon stores are going to start rejecting your cash? They will not accept a 50. They won't accept a 20. In some cases, they won't accept $1, a $5, a $10, or even a $20 bill. And many are actually refusing change. They do not want change. They want you to pay with a card. That's where we're currently headed. I want to show you what's going on right now, what we're hearing from retailers, and why many people are saying to use your coins now and to start using more cash. Look at this right here. It says the US just minted its final penny. Why you may want to cash in your coins now. Okay, here's where things are getting interesting. Because right now, there are banks that will not accept certain dollar bills. If your dollar, your 5, your 10, your 20, your 50, your $100 bills are ripped and mutilated, there's corners missing, they were wet at one point, many of these banks are actually rejecting them. They won't actually accept them. Meaning, what are you going to do with that money? That's why some people are saying to spend your money now, put it into the bank, get rid of it, and use your cards. That's what they're telling us. Well, here's where things get even more interesting. We are now hearing that many retailers do not want your change. They don't want it because it's actually harder for them. They don't know what to do with it in some cases. Now, yeah, the bigger businesses, they get all their cash and they get all their receipts and they get their change and they take it to the bank and they deposit it. That's great. What about those small businesses? What about the small ones? And I remember I was talking to a friend of mine just recently, and he does a lot of landscaping and stuff like that. And somebody tried to give him pretty much a roll of quarters, a roll of quarters. He didn't want it. He didn't want a roll of quarters. He's been paid with rolls of pennies and nickels before. This was years ago. And he accepted them then. He's not going to accept them now. I want to read something to you.
How often do you think about your poop? Now, some people think about their poop a lot, others not so much. Did you know that every time that you pay a visit to the porcelain throne, your poop is trying to tell you something about your health?
It says it's getting harder to exchange coins. This is from CNBC. It says one of the most reliable ways to turn coins into cash is through your bank, which may accept rolled coins or, in some cases, use in-branch counting machines for account holders. Another common option is coin counting kiosks, commonly found in grocery stores, but they often charge a fee. Right now, financial experts are saying to get rid of your coins. Take them to the bank and get rid of them. Because with the United States minting its final penny, and they are saying that these pennies will become circulated in the early part of 2026. It's just a matter of time before the penny is phased out at stores, and we start to see the United States question the nickel and possibly even the dime. It is expensive to produce and mint coins. That's why some say we shouldn't do it. I want to read you something else. It says there's less need for coins.
If I can say this before we continue, and because it's maybe some people out there that think like that in order for the MOTB to be a Bible prophecy, everybody in the world have to be C-hipped. Or they feel like before the dollar could collapse, it have to be exactly like $0 in the world. Like nobody got no dollars, nobody got no coins. And that'll make them have that far off aspect of it as far as, man, I still got coins. I still got dollar bills. Right, a lot of people still going to have dollars and coins. The thing is, the system around you going to stop taking that. They're going to stop taking that. It ain't going to matter if you have it or not. That's why you see in these movies, these end time movies, and most times it's in the winter when people had trying to start a fire to keep their hands warm. What they doing? They burning dollars. You see dollars all in the street because it don't matter no more. So it don't have to just be completely wiped out and you don't have to see no coins at all. But this is it's gradualism to that. But the thing is, it's going to crash even while people still have dollars and coins. Just wanted to kind of say that. Salagia.
Overall. Now, right now, there's a strong push to turn in all your coins. Get rid of all the coins. And I understand why, because it's more expensive to do a transaction. It actually takes more time. Now, there's a fee for the retailer, but in that sense, again, they're willing to pay for it. And I talked about this the other day, that what is happening is some of these retailers aren't accepting cards. They want you to pay with cash, or they want you to use a kind of like a gift card. The only way to get the gift card is to use their ATM machine or their reverse ATM machine, where you put in cash, it spits out like a little debit card.
Check this out. I'm going to play this back. But it hit me because, gradualism, man. Esau, he do stuff like you brought out a long time ago, like the etiquette of sports players. In the locker room, you shower together, the good job, you pat him on the butt. And if a man do that, you'll say, man, that's just sportsmanship. But it's like, why is a man, but the point is gradualism will have you thinking is normal. What this man gonna say is that Esau gonna start to come with, and it's not that if they come with it or, if, it is an if, because they don't have to, they can't, I don't know, but the MOTB still gonna come. It's the point. But just show you they getting the people into the pattern of going digital and putting away money. What he gonna say is that you already have pretty much reverse ATMs to where instead of you going to put a card in and they give you money, no, you give that machine money and they give you a card back. And think about places like even when you take your children to places like Main Event or Dave and Buster's. Or places like you got to go somewhere, you give money to a machine and they give you a card back, or they have people already using certain cards and these things, phones, Apple Pay. All this is going to lead up to going digital and getting on a grid. But that was it.
Their reverse ATM machine.
What's called certain
only way to get the gift card.
Certain washaterias, they won't take coins. You have to go and get a card. You got to take your money and get a card, then take the card to use the machine. So they got them at the laundromats now. Some of the car washes, you get a coin, but I'm sure they'll go to cards. But yeah, you good, brother.
That's a good point.
Kind of like a gift card. The only way to get the gift card is to use their ATM machine or their reverse ATM machine. these retailers aren't accepting cards. They want you to pay with cash, or they want you to use a kind of like a gift card. The only way to get the gift card is to use their ATM machine or their reverse ATM machine, where you put in cash, it spits out a like a little debit card that only works at that specific store. We're starting to see more of those pop up, and it's starting to actually irritate many customers. But look at this. It says there's less need for coins overall. While pennies remain in circulation, expect businesses to use them less, as happened in Canada after it discontinued the penny in 2013. Many retailers are expected to round cash transactions to the nearest nickel. We've already seen it with McDonald's. Wendy's is doing it as well, and it even says Quick Trip. They have already started to round up and down as well. It also says there's also no federal law requiring private businesses to accept any specific form of U.S. currency, which is why some storefronts post, "We don't accept pennies." Think about this for a second. If a store doesn't accept pennies, okay, why is that? It's because, first off, the United States is going to move away from them eventually. Canada's already done it, but yes, you still see them here and there in Canada. And that's been, almost 13 years ago. The United States has so many coins. They're bulky, they're heavy, it's just not efficient. And if you look at the Trump administration, they're trying to become more efficient. There were reports early on that President Trump not only was going to get rid of the penny, he was going to get rid of the nickel as well. There's also reports that we could see a $500 bill. And why? The reports indicating, or was it $250 bill? Whatever it was, right? The reports were indicating that the United States needed to be more efficient. And things don't cost a penny anymore. If you go to a gas station and want to get those.
That's pretty much it. I mean, he say more is a good video, but that's the point pretty much. And when they say efficient, they talking about digital. But it was one thing they showed something about right. There's also no federal law requiring private businesses to accept any specific forms of U.S. currency. Right. And it shows, everybody already getting down with it. And we can kind of, wind down. End Time Headlines put out today, Arkansas and Virginia becomes first states to commit to Apple Wallet digital ID. It says Apple Wallet recently launched a new digital ID feature using U.S. passports, but support for state driver's license continues to grow too. And 2 new states have now pledged support for the feature. After a slow start, Apple Wallet's digital ID initiative is finally starting to take off. 3 new states have launched digital driver's license in the past 6 months alone. That's that number 6. And the new passport-based solution in iOS 26i1 should help accelerate efforts. It says Apple has previously announced several U.S. states that have committed to offer digital IDs, including Connecticut, Kentucky, Oklahoma, Utah, and more. Now, as discovered by Mac Rumors, 2 more states have pledged, Arkansas and Virginia. It says both Arkansas and Virginia now say an official government website for their own mobile ID apps that they have committed to adding Apple Wallet support. So you see they're moving towards it. You got anything other times of powerful with this next one?
No, you good, brother.
Kind. And again, another thing before we read this one, because this next article is put out today from End Time Headlines. It says Border Patrol is monitoring U.S. drivers and detaining those with suspicious travel. And remember, we hit that second address 15. It says how they was go, put past the legitimate law, on war coming. But next it says it was no longer going to be free access to the cities. And say, if a brother want to post that up, second address 15 and 15 and 16. Baba Kashah. Second address 15, 15, and 16. Chapter 15 and verse 15 and 16. Right? But this part of it. And when you look back at this map right here, there's a picture right here. One thing you see, the location thing, when you share your location with people. Let me see. When you share your location with people, this the symbol right here, which shows they tracking. They gonna be tracking and tracing everybody right here. To the left. Where the mouse at? That's the location symbol. When you share your location, We got another one right here, but they all over the map showing, and they got robots and satellites all over. Right, when it's time to go track and trace people. Let me see the comment. Let me see. Anyway, whoever I do it, get them out of there. Anyway, somebody on the comment board. It says Border Patrol is monitoring U.S. drivers and detaining those with suspicious travel patterns. The U.S. Border Patrol is monitoring millions of American drivers nationwide in a secretive program to identify and detain people whose travel patterns it deems suspicious. And it says the Associated Press has found. And what makes somebody travel pattern suspicious? Like, well, it says the predictive intelligence program has resulted in people being stopped, searched, and in some cases arrested. A network of cameras scans and records vehicle license plate information, and an algorithm flags vehicles deemed suspicious based on where they came from, where they were going, and which route they took. Federal agents, in turn, may then flag local law enforcement. Suddenly, drivers find themselves pulled over, often for reasons cited such as speeding, failure to signal, or the wrong window tint, or even a dangling air freshener blocking the view. They are then aggressively questioned and searched with no inkling that the roads they drove put them on law enforcement's radar. It says once limited to policing the nation's boundaries, the Border Patrol has built a surveillance system. And remember, we can't forget Palantir.
Definitely.
With the Army and Border Patrol helping with all this months ago, they ain't just disappear. And see, that's what Americans, just the average person, think. Just because they don't see it on the news, they think it just disappeared and just that's it. That's the end of it. No, man, they told you what was happening a couple months ago, and they've been doing it. And really, they've been started. They just told you in the midst of the operation, and piloting the plans. They told you not. But Palantir, which helps track people's face, and it's so cold. I watched the video. It's so cold. Palantir got to where if you got glasses on, or if you gotta walk around with like a CV19 mask, the little blue mask, it could get your eyes, your eyebrows, your forehead, different facial expressions. It even said in one video, I think we played that one on here. TSA, Esau do everything subtle. He a snake. Even in TSA, you walk through the little thing when you got to get scanned, you got to look up, right? They get in your face. Because in there, you can't put your mask down, get your face, your different expressions. So now they put it into play. It says, once limited to policing the nation's boundaries, the Border Patrol has built a surveillance system stretching into the country's interior, not just for the cartel. Or immigrants, as they would call them. No, for you, for the people, not us, Lord willing, which we gonna be one of the main ones they track, but we got the Lord on our side. So it says stretching into the country's interior that can monitor ordinary Americans' daily actions and connections for anomalies instead of simply targeting wanted suspects. So they can get anybody now. It ain't just immigrants. It ain't just drug dealers. It ain't just the cartel. It's any. If you see why you keep going that route, because you keep turning left every day and then making it right and stopping here. Why you keep going there? You got it. So like it.
No, they say ordinary Americans.
Cool kinds of like it.
Ordinary. That's you and me. But no, that was it.
Mm-hmm. That's it, man. You see. And we'll hit these last three. It says end time headlines. And again, what's the spirit of things? What's the article say? The world ahead 2026. This is what we can expect, events and things as such going forward. Digital systems, the dollar crashing, MOTB, chaos, uproars of the people. Let's read this one. End time headlines put out today. Police urge holiday shoppers to stay alert as jugging thieves target shoppers carrying cash and gifts. It says authorities throughout the country are warning shoppers to remain vigilant, and that's what the scriptures say, Ephesians 5. If a brother want to put that in the chat, Ephesians 5 and around 14, 15, and 16, redeeming the time because the days are evil, stay vigilant, circumspect. It says authorities throughout the country, Baba Kashar, it says authorities throughout the country are warning shoppers to remain vigilant ahead of their holiday errands as thieves are turning to a popular crime trend to make off with quick cash. It says the trend, nicknamed jugging, right, involves criminals following victims from ATMs, banks, or stores in an effort to steal their cash or new purchases, according to FBI. And this stuff like this been happening, but it's gonna be enhanced from here on out because a lot of people are without. For example, now it was said right here you had to reapply for SNAP benefits, but it just dropped 6 hours ago. 6 hours ago, in case because I was like, yeah, we could put that in a Thursday live. People gonna suffer because they gotta reapply, and it's gonna take like 6 months to be approved. But not to be biased, which this just another contraction go come into the water bus. So that's off. It says right here 6 hours ago, the Trump administration backs off the idea to force SNAP users to reapply. So as of 6 hours ago, they don't have to no more. But you see things like the SNAP benefits, other than people on SNAP or whatever. You have a lot of people struggling, and when it comes to struggling in 2nd Esdras 15, as we was reading, according to everything else in the context of this lesson, digital systems, injustice, it says you was gonna have people running into other people's houses taking their goods. We looking at it, we reading it, and when the holiday season, a lot of people about to. Well, I don't know if a lot of people about to spend money because they ain't got it. It says the trend nicknamed jugging involves criminals following victims from ATMs, banks, or stores in an effort to steal their cash or new purchases. According to the FBI, law enforcement officers typically see a rise in the incidents around the holiday season, with shoppers often walking around with large like we still rolling. I got a phone call. We still rolling?
I guess so. Yeah, I'm on.
Okay, I got a phone call here, Salavia. But yeah, what we was. All right, here we go. It says law enforcement officers typically see a rise in incidents around the holiday season, with shoppers often walking around with large sums of cash or high-cost gifts. Jugging is just, in my opinion, a slang. It reminds me of an old song, that young Scooter. It says jugging is just, in my opinion, a slang term for crimes of opportunity. A retired NYPD officer said. Think of predators where there are crocodiles or water creatures that hang out by the watering hole, right? In this case, it's an ATM or ATM type machine. Numerous instances of individuals falling victim to the trend have made national headlines, with the most recent incident striking a Texas man earlier this month. In Texas, and is in Houston. It says on November 10th, a 70-year-old man and two brothers out there, if you do have a wife, if your wife stay in your house and you got children, your wife, man, if it's we in those times, I know, a lot of times the wife and children would get groceries. And we ain't feel like it. We at home, we chilling, We in those times, it wouldn't be wise to just send our wife and children by themselves to the store. Your wife by herself to the store, a basket full. Or you and just your little daughter or little son, just basket full. When those times, bro, be circumspect. As the scripture says on November 10th, a 70-year-old man was robbed at gunpoint as he was visiting an ATM in a Walmart parking lot in Houston. It says, and look, this Walmart, everybody there. It says police said the suspect forced the victim to withdraw cash from the machine, then shot the man after he handed over the money. The unnamed man was transported to a local hospital where he remains in critical condition. It says a similar incident unfolded Houston. It says a similar incident unfolded on April 29th when police say a Houston man was followed from Wells Fargo bank ATM to a car wash where an unidentified male suspect brandished a firearm in an attempt to rob the victim, according to Houston police. And the suspect then fled the area on foot, both entering a white SUV and driving off. You see? And I wouldn't be surprised if Esau started forcing a lot of these events to make people want to go digital. But you got stuff like this put out yesterday. Man pours liquid on woman and sets on fire in a Chicago subway. I'm not laughing at that, but we in times is ruthless out here, man. Yahweh Shai said when because iniquity shall abound and love of many shall wax cold. And you got this one. Homeless man stabbed twice in Times Square in broad daylight. So we definitely in those times. You got anything else to talk? I got a few on the comment board I'll read, then we can take it out.
Yeah, I got some on the comment. Yeah.
Let's see. You seen anyone particular that you wanted?
No, the one you had asked for. Yadamah had posted one earlier.
Let's see, but let's put that.
The brother Gashawn 72. He said the police is stopping people. Well, he was watching the body cam, Salaki body cam video, and said that the cop had. And they say, well, I read it, Khan, I reposted a video on this earlier, body cam evidence, cop initiated stop based off alert from tag reader cam. So I'm not sure what state that's in. But anyway, yeah, they got these cameras everywhere, and they like when you going, especially on the tollways, they got these little, I don't know what you would call it. It's just like where they got the cameras set up, and the cops can sit there, and they can program into those cameras and shit. Them cameras can see inside your car. But yeah, these cameras, man, shit. They got us, bro. Like you were saying with this whole system. They not so much us, but we here, we're in it. But they got the people lock, stock, and barrel. They ain't got nowhere to go already as it is. But by 2026, yeah, he saw coming with them drastic changes. But yeah, you got it, brother.
Man, I want to say Salaki to the viewers out there. I'm still getting used to this computer, but when I play this video, when you play a video, you got to do it separate. It only stay on this video. So even when you go to a different tab, it don't show that tab. It's still on the video. So after we played this, I forgot to take this video down. So as we was reading the other articles, nobody, I don't think they seen it. I think it stayed on this, but
yeah, it was on that one thing, but yeah, it didn't come up. I thought you had seen it.
Nah, so like I ain't even
know. It's small on my phone, so I couldn't see. So I figured, you were saying something I couldn't see.
Nah, so like, man, I'm just noticing that. I just looked on my phone. I'm like, man, I've been on that the whole time. But so this the articles, and again, it's in the description box under this video. But just so y'all can see what we was reading, this from End Time Headlines, Arkansas. But that's pretty much the lesson out of Tazapah. I get like 2 more precepts, but we done though. I just want to show we was reading actual articles. It says Arkansas and Virginia becomes first states to commit to Apple Wallet digital ID. This the article. Next, Border Patrol is monitoring U.S. drivers and detaining those with suspicious travel patterns. It's the article. Next, about the holiday shoppers, they jugging, targeting cash and gifts. And then you got the subway. The man set on woman. A man poured liquid on a woman and set on fire in the subway. And the homeless man stabbed in broad daylight. But then the description box right under this. It's a lot, y'all. But I read this one real quick. Ephesians 5:14. It says, "Wherefore he saith, Awake, thou that sleepest, and arise from the dead, and Mashiach shall give thee light." And see then, right? So now that we got the light and we see what's going on, so see then, and we understand what's coming. So see then that ye walk circumspectly, not as fools, but as wise. Now that we understand the times we're in is about to get worse, and anything around us, it could happen at any time. It says, right, pay attention to our surroundings. Not as fools. Fools get into anything. The scriptures say fools get into the ends of the earth. But we got to be wise. Hey, step away from certain situations, certain crowds, and places. It says, redeeming the time. Why? Because the days are evil. Wherefore be not unwise, but understand what the will of the Lord is. That's it. You see? That's it. But yeah, you want to take us out, Zaquan, or you want to read a couple more, or take us out, or you won't?
Okay.
That's pretty much it,
Yeah. I bring out the one you mentioned, Matthew 24:12. Let me go right. This is Matthew chapter 24, verse 12. And because iniquity shall abound, all right, there's lawlessness, all right, sin everywhere you look, like Genesis, the 6th chapter. Man's heart was only evil continually. That's what it's talking about. These are the times that we live in. Perilous times, all right? And because iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold, all right? And then that goes into, when it goes into cold, that's, what is it at? Is it?
Psycho.
Psycho, okay, I thought so. I wasn't quite sure, but right, when they speak about wax cold, it's saying, right, you you turn into a psycho, you become psychotic, all right? And so, right, that's America, all right? The neighbor you've been waving at and, talking to for years, one day could just turn around and, try to come up in your house or go up in your house. Bust you aside the back of your head. You got to be circumspect, you know? Remember, you remember what you call it, that movie Obama put out, Leave the World Behind. You got to be like old boy, when he, had all this shit and his house was good. He, he was cool with the black guy, but he wouldn't, no, we ain't cool like that no more. Circumstances didn't change. And that's what Jake gonna come up short. Jake is not paying attention, not seeing the changes that are taking place around him, caught in that rat race, and this, worrying about it with the matter of fact right now, ain't it? Or about to be who gonna win, the Texans or the Buffalo? I believe, I forget who they playing. But they worrying about the wrong shit. But yeah, I ain't gonna make it long-winded. I just and shout out to you brothers, tuning in. Much love, and you sisters. All right. Stay tuned in. All right. And we're gonna do our best to keep you updated, as through the Holy Spirit as best we can. But the water to y'all for tuning in, and Lord willing, we'll see you you brothers and sisters next week. But before we get up out of here, we're going to give all praises, honor, and glory again unto Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Chakadah. So honors to the elders and apostles and bishops of Great Millstone, as well as the men that taught them. And peace and blessings unto the 144,000 and the rest of the elect. All right. The hopeful elect. Shout out to all y'all. Keep pushing, stay strong, man. We ain't got long. All right. And these are the times when you get right close to the finish line. That's the most trying. This is the most, challenging part of the race. It's right at the end. All right. So y'all dig in and keep pushing. This world ain't gonna give up. Satan ain't gonna give up. These demons ain't gonna let up. So we got to raise our intensity. All right, and keep pushing. So to the next one, y'all stay up. Shalom.
Shalom.
Well, that's a lot of shit in that motherfucker. I don't even think the last one had that much.
No, I got